Hey, welcome to the Porch Bois podcast. I am, of course, your extremely intelligent, very philosophically minded, I said extremely already. Um, I don't know, very
Indescribably handsome.
indescribably. That's a good one. Yes, indescribably. I forgot another adjective.
Handsome.
Oh, well, yes, handsome, indescribably handsome, indeed. My mother says that at least. Um, and okay, John, your host, of course. Uh, And I'm also joined by these other sad sacks over here, one of which being Seawall, the other one being Mijjt B. Um, yeah, so they'll be joining us tonight as well. Just a quick reminder off the top before we pass it over to the boys. Um, just remember that we are now trying a new format for the show. We're going to do about an hour of memes, topics on whatever, pretty much the stuff that we put together. And then the last hour is dedicated to you out there in the chat. Uh, all you have to do is just join our Discord server, link below, and jump in the general voice chat. When it comes to your time, we'll pull you in, and we can have a conversation about whatever you would like. So we think that this is going to be a better format going forward. We hope that you guys help us prove it right by coming in and chatting with us. And don't forget, every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, Mijjt does his playthrough of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So make sure you go and check that out as well. Let's see. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, you missed my flattering descriptors. I'm the most verbose and elocucious of the
Ooh,
co-hosts.
elocucious. Dude, that's a good word. Verbose is also good, but it pales in comparison to elocucious.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm the one that keeps this thing from fucking burning down.
That's right.
The most practical of you fucks.
No, he keeps the fire under control. It's a moderate,
Right.
slow
Yeah.
burn.
He's working the pump down in the hole to make sure that they don't take on too much water and sink.
Watch Keith keep screaming at you, get into fucking port already.
They're like, no, we're sailing the high seas.
No, we're having fun. Leave us alone.
Fine then. I'm not pumping anymore.
No, we need you to pump.
Yeah, you got to pump
We're all
still.
in this together. We're talking about socialism, aren't we? Like,
That's right. We're all in this together. You get to pump for the good of the people.
that's
There.
right, and we get to sit in the bridge, calling the shots and enjoying ourselves and not having to do any kind of manual labor because the decisions we make are so important for the rest of the crew that we can't be distracted by like stress and stuff. Come on.
That's super true.
Yeah.
You do realize the crew is
Yes.
planning to mutiny, right?
I mean, we took their guns. What are they gonna
Yeah.
No.
Not only that, but it would be illegal for them to do so. So how can they?
do?
But they do have guns. We've had them this entire fucking time, you idiot.
No guns. Anyway, yes. So looks like we have High Leaf in the chat. He's got some news for us later. I see he's already in line to call in. Excellent news. And then Quest Fanning has shown up as well. He's got questions about his taxes. Can't wait for your advice live on air. I can give you some advice right now. If you just send me about 800,000 or so, then I will have $800,000 more, and you won't have quite so many to put on your taxes. So that's just an option that you can go with. So anyway, boys, how was your weekend and such?
It was good. Got to see Grammy. She missed us. She's looking good. She's in better shape. Yeah. She's almost 90, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, damn. Just hanging in there.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. To be honest, I think she'll tell you she's lived longer than she wanted to, but she's doing all right.
That's funny.
It was good to see that she was in a good mood and she's getting around with no problems. Well, minimal problems, you know. 90 years
Once you hit
old,
that
you
age,
got-
you're not avoiding problems. You're gonna have
Right.
at least some.
Yeah, but her problems seem to have reduced in their severity, so that's awesome.
Well,
Let's
that is
see what
good.
else. Saturday, I found a partner on Craigslist to jam with, and it was cool, man. It's got me in a different headspace. Cause like it was cool. Like I was like, let's play these songs. He was like, fuck songs. Let's get together and talk about like actual music and making music. I was like, oh wait, you're right.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wait, you're absolutely right. Now I'm not even like tripping on other people's songs. I'm like trying to use the riffs that I know. Right? There's nothing new under the sun, is what he was talking about. There's nothing new under the sun, so we might as well use all this crap that we know and do something different. Like, all
Cool.
right, yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
sounds awesome.
totally shifted my gears, man. Totally shifted my gears for sure.
Hell yeah. Do you still play that acoustic bass?
Yeah, dude, I got some new strings for it. Sounds real good. They don't
Cool. Hell
last
yeah.
long. I mean, I got two sets because they don't last long at all.
Oh well.
Yeah, it sucks, but hell yeah, dude, it sounds good. I brought that to the jam session. He had this little crappy guitar. Oh man, it sucked. I thought it was a toy when I saw it, but it was all right. It sounded okay. It was fine. It suited our needs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um.
Ah, what about
Yeah. Seawall.
Seawall?
Anything fun? Anything interesting? Cool.
Not particularly. Just caught up on some sleep.
Huh, that's always important.
Minor chores around the house. Nothing, not as much as I should have gotten and done, but nothing I can't catch up on during the week after work.
Yeah.
So basically, me being a little
How's
lazy.
how's living at the house, man, and the commute back and forth to work?
I
Dude,
mean,
I'm
Yeah,
commuting to
dude.
work this
yeah,
week. It's pretty funky. It like
yeah.
I
Wait,
can't
are
just
you
I
really?
can't just get up and get something to eat anymore. I can't just get up and like grab a bottle of water anymore. Like, yeah, this week I'm covering someone's vacation, so I'm commuting and
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, dude, so it makes things a little different, you know. I gotta get gas, this week and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Badass. Um.
Yeah, and it's not the end of the world. I've got a 20-minute commute, 22,
Me too, dude.
25,
20 minutes, but it
yeah.
changes things, you know. You
Yeah.
got to take that time, and like I said, you
Hmm.
can't just get up and get you whatever you want. You
Yeah.
gotta.
I can't roll out of bed at 9:40 and be at work at 8:40 and be up and good to go at 9 o'clock anymore.
I guess
Yeah.
not. Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. You gotta
Yeah.
be up at 8:20 so that you can get on the road.
Well, I try to leave by about 8:10.
Right. So there you go, dude. There you go. See, your whole shit has changed, hasn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
That's like a whole hour and a half earlier. You gotta be.
Yeah.
Yep.
But my
That's
coworkers are pretty cool. Pretty based as well, apparently.
well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Oh, it's just me and a couple of an older guy and this my tech lead is a pretty cool Hispanic guy.
I'm sure they listen to your calls.
uh, hey, I wasn't
Yeah,
the one bringing the stuff up that they were talking about that was pretty base, so
Well, that's
yeah,
good. As long
just
as you're not the one that's bringing it
yeah,
up, you can
right. Just
chime
nod your
in.
head. Yeah,
yeah,
nod
yeah,
your head and smile, dude.
yeah,
Yep.
Just nod your head and smile. Keep
yeah.
your hat on.
Yep.
Don't get it knocked off by no glowing individuals.
Well, he's surrounded by glowies, man.
Pretty
Well,
much.
we
He's a
all
fed.
are, dude. We all are.
Well, the thing is, the actual, yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, so don't want to give away too
We
much.
all are.
Yeah.
We're all surrounded by glowing individuals.
That's true.
Yeah.
There might even be one on this Discord call right now.
There might.
It's John. John's the glow in the dark.
It's me. It's me. It was me the whole time.
John is secretly a Florida State trooper.
That was me, Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's me,
Austin.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And he loves giving out parking tickets and speeding tickets.
That's right.
He relishes completing his quota within 48 hours of it starting every month.
Dude, it's my favorite. I also like gunning down dogs as I'm driving by people's neighborhoods. I just shoot up the car. Pop, pop, pop. Got your dog. If you hit the kid, oh well,
Yeah.
looks like a dog to me.
Uh,
So anyway, Oh, what did you do over the weekend, John? I'm
Yeah,
glad you guys asked.
yeah. Glad I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Let's get to
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
So, nothing exciting, just a little bit of suffering going on at the moment. Because as you guys know, I started smoking cigarettes again as of July 3rd, and I have now quit as of August 28th. August
Oh
28th.
Lord.
So
Okay.
today's day two of not having any kind of cigarettes or any kind of nicotine. Um, it's not as bad as it was the first time that I quit because it was a much shorter period of time. It's not fun, not a ton of fun, but yeah, I've got like one more day of it basically sucking ass before it gets better.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about 3 days, or like the first 3 days are supposed to be the hardest and most terrible,
Are you
and
gonna
after that it
give
starts to
in?
like lighten up.
Are you gonna give in?
No, 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 no. I've already no. In fact, I've got to, and I'll tell you why. Um, Next week, starting on Wednesday, I'll be on vacation for a whole week. I'm actually going up to Montana from the 7th, no, the 8th to the 14th.
Yeah.
Basically, Thursday to
Weren't you gonna
Thursday
try
next
and
week.
weren't you gonna
Um,
try and see your boy MC?
I thought about it, but like when I got the itinerary, because everything's scheduled out,
No shit.
I'm not gonna have time because we're gonna land in Bozeman, we're gonna rent a car, and then we're gonna go straight to somewhere else.
I see. You're
Like,
not
so
even
I'm
gonna
really
hang
not
out.
gonna have any kind of time for that,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I would like to. That would be awesome to meet him in person, but
It's not
yeah,
gonna work.
I'm just not gonna have time. And yeah, I mean, he knows who I am. I can just write him an email and be like, "Hey, like, what's up?" Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so that's gonna be cool. So yeah, not next week's show, but the following week's show, I will not be able to make it. Uh, so we're gonna have to figure out either a replacement or only the two of you do a show, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Up to you guys how you want to go about doing it.
Maybe we'll
But
poke
yeah,
Jay, see if he's willing to pitch in for a
yeah,
show.
it's good for it.
Yeah.
Or Steven would be fun too. We haven't had him on in a long time.
Oh yeah. Reach out to Steven, see if he's available Tuesday night. Uh,
Yeah.
with his
So
guitar and
yeah.
everything, man. Uh,
So yeah, like I said, though, it's not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
the 13th.
Uh, yeah, the 13th. Yep, that'll be the one. Make sure you mark that down. It'll be a Johnless episode. If you don't come by, I would understand, but I would like you to. I understand that your favorite Porch Boy won't be there, but I would like you to just continue on
Actually, I've gotten 4 tweets
as
saying,
if I will.
"Thank God, I can finally tune into the show again."
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, then it should be a good episode.
Yep. So, gentlemen, memes.
I believe we are ready.
So, first meme of the night.
The duality of man.
Yep.
Punch Nazis! Put them to Nazis! You gotta punch those!
And then here comes Samur Haid. I'm gonna kill Hassan.
Threatening violence over the internet is not funny, guys. You totes shouldn't do it.
I like the what is that? The colon begin parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad face.
Sad face.
I like the
Yeah.
wall of plastic consumer trash behind the
Oh, yeah.
communist.
Oh yeah, I know. There's
Oh
a lot of
yeah,
consumerist
you
trash
wish
back
to.
there.
He wishes to improve society somewhat, and yet he participates. I am very smart.
Quest says, I've got a co-host idea. Damn dirty apes. We're gonna be talking about some of that here in a little bit.
John, I expect this from Mijjt, not from you. I have enough
I
trouble
thought of the
wrangling
joke,
Mijjt.
so I had to say it. I thought of the joke, so I had to say it. All right.
Damn it. Damn it.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it. Moving on to well, Midget demanded this wall of text.
No,
That is a wall of
it's a
text.
history lesson just to presage some of the conversation I anticipate on this merry evening. So, like I said, I'm gonna read this to you guys, and you tell me if anything sounds familiar. Okay? So, pictured before you is the Unity Congress of Antifa. Yes, you heard that right. The Unity Congress of Antifa, held at the Philharmonic Opera House in Berlin, July 10, 1932. The Congress was organized by the Communist Party of Germany, KPD, as a rallying point to defeat the Social Democratic Party, the moderate leftists, and the Nazi Party, literally the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Antifa labeled both parties as fascist, which was a political label they used for all their rival parties. Boys.
Hmm.
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 So let me drop some major history on you here. That exact attitude is how the NSDAP came to power. Let's zoom back to 1928, the German elections. The SDP, again, the moderate socialist Democrats, rule comfortably with 153 seats, with the far right DNVP trailing them significantly at 73. So half, like their party, half of their power is on the far right. The Communist Party KPD are rising at 54 seats, and every other party is losing fast. The NSDAP, they have 3% of the vote. That's less than a modern liberal party in Germany. This is in 1928.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the DNVP is essentially a monarchist, pro-Russian right-wing party. But they're not the NSDAP. The people are observing the fact that the KPD is rising, while in the east, the Soviet Union is gaining power and millions of people are starving to death in the Ukraine. It becomes obvious that there's a Bolshevik movement in Germany that wants the same for them, and they're gaining ground. Mussolini at that time is running Italy, but he's not murdering anyone, he's just running the country. Most people like him. 1930 elections. Yeah, is any of this sounding like, familiar?
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
All right, moving on. To the 1930 elections, communists gain another 23 seats. But suddenly there's a new player in second place, the NSDAP. With an explicitly anti-communist platform, Hitler absorbs half of the DNVP's base and the entire DDP, which functionally ceases to exist as a political entity. Why? Because the fucking KPD looked ready to usurp control of the country and joined the Comintern. Understand this. At every point the NSDAP gained popularity, it was because they absorbed anti-communist voters. Then 1932 happens. Okay. Right? So all of these moderate candidates are losing. Their message is not resonating with people. The far leftists continue gaining momentum and characterizing everyone they oppose as fascists. Boys. And then for no reason at all, right, in 1932, anti-fascistische action is organized by the KDP to attack their political rivals in the street. Okay, it's an organization of violent criminal like all communists, right? And they assemble a gang of thugs to attack Hitler supporters. July 32 election time. But now the public is aware that there are literal armies of communists rampaging through Berlin, attacking people with clubs and firebombs. The Sturmabteilung fights them in defense of public property. Hospitals are organized into different wings for those wounded by Antifa and the SA because the communists kept waking up in their beds trying to murder wounded Nazis. So, Hitler explodes through the ceiling, German parliament with 230 seats, doubling his share of the German government. Why? How? Because the KPD also grew, though only by 12 seats. The KPD, which organized mobs of violent criminals to attack people, thus moving the country to the verge of civil war, had convinced everyone who was not a communist that they needed to rally behind Hitler and halt the commie rampage. It was because of the rhetoric that the evil fascists are murderers and monsters that we need to attack and stop that the NSDAP rose to power. Right? Because fear-mongering communists are the most repulsive thing in the fucking world to normal people.
And we're in Weimar America right now. Probably
America.
Yeah,
Does that sound
probably
familiar,
about to enter
boys?
probably about to enter the 1932 election in 2022. Probably.
Right, because the centrists have been rejected.
Yeah.
Their message doesn't resonate.
The populist right is rising.
Right, and they're defending public property against hordes of firebombing communists.
Yeah.
Agitated by freaking Soviet sympathizers.
Though I'd like to note, the modern populist right is nothing like, at least politically.
NSDAP.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
No.
Absolutely.
Could they
not.
go authoritarian? Oh, yes. Very quickly, in fact.
I mean,
if they're not given
go ahead and try and indict their moderate reformer on some trumped up charges, and see what happens. Who do you get after the moderate reformer, Seawall? Who comes after the moderate fails?
Usually the radical,
Usually,
or somebody who's playing the radical. I could see DeSantis fill that role.
Oh man, don't even bring DeSantis into the presidential thing. Yeah, please, because that's just completely astroturfed. Never gonna happen.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So that's our little history lesson that sets the stage for the rest of what I feel like we're probably going to end up talking about. Right? Yeah. Sturmabteilung, fighting communists in the streets. They hate each other viscerally. And regular people siding with the law and order party just for the sake of not being fucking miserable communists.
Yeah. Combine that with the fact that currently the left is in control and we're facing economic troubles under them, which also weakens their position and thus bolsters the opposition.
Right. So we slide further into Weimarica.
Yeah. Pretty much. They're trying to say,
thank you for allowing me to set the stage. So, I mean, there's a lot of talk of, far left and far right, isn't there? John shared this one with us, and I like it.
Yeah.
Though again, there's a massive flaw with this, in that, as I said, I say to be accurate, you need at least 3 axes for political compass. You need the authority scale, liberty versus authority. You need the social scale, left and right. Then you need the economic left and right.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So there's a total
Sure, but this does have the sliding scale of authoritarianism on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it does have that one. Liberty versus authority is here.
Oh yeah. Because the thing is, liberals, conservatives like liberty more than liberals. Libertarians like more than conservatives, and anarchists want limitless liberty. Effectively,
fucking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, would you characterize the right-hand side of that as being concerned with negative rights, and the left-hand side as positive rights?
Yes, exactly. Because the thing is, positive rights are truly artificial.
Oh yeah,
they do not exist in nature at all.
Right, and that's what the horseshoe that I found and can't find again was basically regarding, was that, on the top end of the horseshoe, left and right, you've got communism, fascism, and that's positive rights. And what did you say, Seawall, just now?
Negative rights?
No, and then at the bottom was Seawall said something.
Positive rights are entirely artificial.
Oh, natural law. Yeah, natural law.
Yeah. Whereas negative rights are completely natural. They exist in nature. The best way to describe it is, the way you can tell a negative right versus a positive right is, okay, you're naked and alone in a forest, or naked alone on an island.
Yeah. What right do you have?
What rights do you have? You don't have a right to health care, but you do have a right to provide health care for yourself.
Yeah. For sure.
Which is an extension of property.
Yep.
So here we are, right? But in reality,
You are actually
Yeah.
over here to the left,
Yeah.
really
Well,
far to the left.
we were talking about it. National socialism. It is socialism concerned with the nation.
Yeah.
It's not concerned with global well-being of the united working class. It's
Right. It's
concerned
not
with
about class as much as it
citizenry
is about
and
the
national status.
right.
Yeah. Making sure you and your own are well off and not caring about the rest.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Well, not concerning yourself chiefly, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, fascists are completely fine with the concept of trade. It's just they've got to make sure it benefits them in the long run. Whether it benefits the guy on the other side, doesn't they don't
Yeah,
they
who
don't care.
cares?
Yeah, yeah. That gets into specific policies, and that's not what we're here for. So,
Right. No,
but
we're just
now,
talking about the abstract ideologies.
now we have a statement from Mr. Mr.
Yeah,
Adolf.
let's have it. Yeah, let's have it from the constructor of the architect of German National Socialism. They're socialists.
Yes.
The enemies of today's capitalist economic system for the exploitation of the economically weak. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Sound like
very
rhetoric we're used to hearing? Unseemly evaluation of human being according to wealth and prosperity instead of responsibility and performance. Sound familiar? What do they call it? ESG scores and shit?
Which every company that has high ESG scores, it turns out they are the most abusive to their workers, both foreign and domestic.
Well,
Instead
they're
of
all the same agenda and stuff.
As well as having much weaker prospects economically.
Right.
It's almost like they're using the hip new thing to hide the fact they're a shitty company.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, National Socialism is just pragmatic Marxism. No, it's not Marxist. It's just
not
pragmatic socialism. It's
Socialism.
pragmatic
Yeah.
socialism because it accepts the fact that there's no way for the government to control every aspect of the economy. They admit that parts of the economy have to be allowed to run themselves.
Or was it not?
and also,
They talked about privatization.
individuality.
Yeah.
Privatization
yeah.
and individualism.
Yeah, I think that's the next one over here.
But wait,
Yeah, that's
hang
the
on. Before we get
Yeah.
to that, though, wasn't it also Uncle Eddie over here who was saying, what was it like? We don't need to socialize businesses because we socialize people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If the business owner is part of the party, you don't need to nationalize his business.
right. But he can own his own business because
Yeah.
you own him. So you owning his business is irrelevant.
Exactly.
It's again a different vehicle to reach the same destination.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I think
it's
that off air,
one could argue that system, while it does have corruption, it's not nearly as pervasive as what we saw in the communist Russia. I mean, Jesus Christ, the amount of corruption because of all the state-run factories, how corrupt they were.
Because the next one is going to be Hitler's differentiation.
Yeah.
Okay. One who serves the common good without giving up his individuality or personality or the product of his personal efficiency. Right? So again, someone who is strong, capable, and more or less independent.
Yeah.
But who contributes to the Volk, the society. It is, and by extension, as John was saying off the air, you're right, John. It's a different method by which to focus all labor toward a state, because the state's interest is ostensibly the Volk, the people, the citizens, right? And so thereby every effort directed on behalf of the citizens is by extension directed by the state. Yeah. So moving on, the adopted term socialist has nothing to do with Marxian socialism. Marxism is anti-property. He says true socialism is not. Marxism places no value on the individual or individual effort or efficiency. And he says true socialism values the individual and encourages him in individual efficiency, at the same time holding that his interests as an individual must be in consonance with those of the community. So there you have it. There you have it. There is that social coercive control affected by a state to
It's that,
ensure that an individual's, what does it say, interests are in consensus with that of the community.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do whatever you want. That's fine, as long as you're doing what we say you can do.
Right. Yeah.
Fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coercive control, but it's a very different form of it.
Well, yeah. So it stops. It doesn't appeal quite as much to that noble idea of I'm willing to work for free for the good of the people, like you would get with Marxists. They're at least saying, hey, like people have their own individual incentives to do things. Let's let them have that. Like you were saying earlier, it is more pragmatic. It's more at least realistic to how humans work.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the thing is, what was it?
Marxism.
If I remember right, the Soviet Union had this big project of making the new Soviet man. Basically, it was a tacit admission that their system was so alien and unnatural to humanity, it was unworkable. So they had to try to make a new being entirely to make it work.
Now, does that sound familiar as well to the modern day? Are we not creating a new person who is completely just a template, just something to be programmed and operated?
Yeah. I believe that a World Economic Forum board member actually said something to that exact effect.
And last I checked, the Soviets still fell apart in the end.
Well, yeah. It's because those.
But I mean, they killed a lot of fucking people in the meantime.
Oh yeah,
they killed a lot of fucking people in the meantime.
Yeah, you got to break a few eggs if you're gonna make an omelet,
Although the USSR collapsed, I mean, its thinkers and intellectuals wound up in our university fucking systems, and by eventually our government, our fucking alphabet agencies and shit.
Well, I mean, all that shit actually started in France after the revolution. That's really where the ideas of socialism took root and found their way into the minds of young people at university.
Rousseau appreciator. Based Rousseau appreciator, John.
No, thank you.
Well, kind of moving on. We got a couple of rapid fires with kind of news stories, because I think, Midge, you want to say who's the real fascist in all this? Is it the Trumpians?
If we're concentrated on fighting fascists, right? We're so anti-fascist. Aren't all the good people on the right side of history anti-fascist? They wouldn't support actual fascists, would they?
Of course not.
Of course. The people who support Biden, no, he said he had no advance notice of the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. None, zero. I mean, he says just like Obama did in Operation Fast and Furious, he heard about it when we did, through the press. Right? Does that sound familiar at all? Biden heard it when we did. Oh, I was shocked.
Well, to be honest, I would. Well, okay. To be completely honest, I don't think they'd tell Biden anything because he's a fucking houseplant. But I am sure the people around him who are, the real ones in charge. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm sure they full well knew what was going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's this plausible deniability. That they wouldn't be fascist at all, would they? They wouldn't be using their jackboots to and then denying it,
opposition,
and then denying it to a fucking compliant press, would they?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, the FBI raid is backfiring hard.
Well, from what I understand, they didn't think it fucking would.
Yeah.
They're so incompetent. Oh my God.
Well, I think they're desperate. I don't think it's incompetence. I think it's just raw desperation. This was the last thing on the list of things they could try to charge Trump with. They failed on taxes. They failed on Jan 6. They failed on Ukraine. They failed on the Russia Gate and all that shit. They failed on everything, and now they're on Plan Double G or whatever.
Yeah, well, you'd think people would get wise, but goddamn, people are stupid. The walls are closing in on him this time, Seawall. They've got him now. It's ogre.
Well, moving on to the next one. Again, White House flagged COVID disinformation for social media censors.
Yeah, right? I mean, is this fascism when the government colludes with a private entity to concentrate its power against
You mean like
social
controlling mass
dissidents?
media?
Oh man, that
Yeah.
doesn't sound fascist at all, does it, you guys?
That sounds like the good guys are winning to me.
It sounds like the good guys are winning.
Well, okay,
to
if the good
me.
guys are so good, would they not be able to just win on their own merits?
Dude, Seawall, have you never read history? The good guys always win. Every
That's
single
right.
time.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. How it's the good guys. Every
Also,
single
Quest,
time.
I'll go grab a lozenge in case something else interesting comes up. So, and then here's the next one. A famous writer argues the left-wing conspiracy to take out Trump was warranted.
Oh, is it fascist when you like excuse the state utilizing its mechanisms to go after a supposed enemy of it?
While ignoring the crimes of an ally.
Right. While explicitly ignoring the crimes of a political ally. Is that fascism, guys? Do we live? Are you saying like all of these people aren't fascists? I don't know. This is confusing.
Yep. And then
This sounds like it's
here's the
got
final
some
one.
good action.
FBI responds to Zuckerberg's claim on Joe Rogan that Facebook limited Hunter Biden story after agency warning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the FBI is like, we totally do this all the time. Foreign threat indicators to help them protect their platforms and customers by foreign malign influence actors. But that laptop was actually totally real. But I mean, Russian disinfo, and somehow that doesn't contradict, right? The two reasons we're giving you contradict each other inherently, and that's not fascist at all, right? We just collude with private platforms to censor people. I mean, we do it all the time.
To censor
the
opposition
FBI.
specifically. Yeah.
Right. Specifically the opposition. But we're anti-fascist.
Right.
We hate that evil orange man.
Like this.
Yeah, see? The government is fascist. I dislike it. I want it replaced with my version of a workers' utopia. Well, let's achieve this using violent means and stifling opposition. And create policies that require force to be enforced. Who am I describing, lads? There's more than one answer.
Let's see.
Like every state pretty much that's ever existed for the most part.
Am I describing fascists?
Fascists,
I think
communists,
so. Yeah.
socialists.
Am I describing anti-fascists?
You're describing most authoritarian backed government, authoritarian styled governments.
Yeah.
Usurper kings too.
And the clowns that cheer them on.
Yeah.
It's pretty much every fucking government. Pretty much. Yeah. There might be a few exceptions I don't know about, but
so let's go now. Well,
pretty
moving
much how
along.
government operates.
But yeah, don't obfuscate, John. There may be a few exceptions.
I mean,
but
here's another one. Former Intel official Clint Watts defends Antifa as acceptable because I always like to remind people when they hear Antifa that means anti-fascist, which is in response to another. Okay.
And therefore, they exist to fight white fascists. So therefore,
have you guys ever thought that maybe Antifa is the reason the quote-unquote white fascists are becoming more prominent?
No, they don't.
You mean like our little history lesson?
Exactly. That if the what was it? The German if the German Communist Party and their Antifa council, whatever the fuck it was called, if it never existed and was never violent, Hitler would have never come to power.
Yeah, his ideas didn't appeal to anyone.
Yeah.
Right, but now we have to be violent in order to make sure that Hitler never comes to power again.
That's right. We got to suppress the opposition and enact policies that
which then bolster
force.
the opposition and then get the people to back that quote-unquote opposition. And then congratulations, you've created the tools that will be used to remove you.
I'd like to point out that these two, both next to the actual... are two glow niggers. These are literal CIA fucking operatives.
Yep, well,
moving
on.
Brennan and Clint Watts.
Yep.
So these are Intel officials on MSNBC. That's why MSNBC is garbage. One of the reasons. Because they always do this. They're like, here's our former Intel professional, right? And they're always with Intel professionals. Yeah, you think, you know why?
Yeah.
Is that fascism, guys? Intel, government intel.
Government spooks being now being involved in mass media.
Yeah, geez, guys, is that fascism? No, it's anti-fascist because that's what it's called.
Yeah,
and it really
and if you don't support the Patriot Act, then you must hate America and you must want terrorists to win.
That's right. You're not a patriot.
Yeah. Also, the Anti-Pedophilia Act. If you don't submit your son to a private room with a pedophile,
that's right.
Where you can't
you're
stop
intolerant.
it. Yeah, you're
and
no,
you'll
no, no,
be charged
no.
with an hate crime.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm anarchist. Anyway, here's a list of what you shouldn't do. These are the rules. These are the rules in our commune. You have to adhere to them, otherwise, like, you're gonna be deemed an unperson. And we can react in self-defense anytime we see you. So, 'cause you're like progressing on the.
Well, I do have a bit of a nit to pick because they should have used the word "you can't do" rather than "you shouldn't," because "shouldn't" is more. It's a soft word. It's more of a recommend. It's a suggestion or recommendation. For example, I mean, John, if you had your anarchist society, you'd probably have a list of things that you shouldn't do.
Yeah, of course.
Posted somewhere.
You're like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't walk around naked in the public areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't exactly stop you, but if you do, we're not going to associate with you anymore.
But even still, having like a list of things that you can't do in a certain area, that's like conditional for you entering that area, just like you would at your house. If you're like, oh, hey, can you take your shoes off when you come in?
Hey, could you unload the gun?
Yeah. Then you have then you have a choice to make. My entrance is on this house is conditional. Do I enter the house and take my shoes off, or do I tell him to go fuck himself and leave? Right?
Yeah.
Usually you're gonna choose to take your shoes off because you're not a dickhead. But
would you mind?
It's not the same as aggressing on you though.
Would you mind please putting the magazine in your pocket and ejecting the chambered round? Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with requesting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like, nah, dude, I'll keep it on my waistband. It's cool. All right. As long as
and again, justifying their own bad behavior.
Oh, from the Gravel Institute too, who normally has like pretty spicy takes.
Not lately.
Yeah, not lately, dude. They've been subverted, it seems.
Yep.
They must have got rid of that one cool intern. His internship was over, and now they're grabbled like everybody else. But if leftists had stormed the Capitol, you'd support it. Oh, shit take coming in hot.
Oh, yeah, coming in hot, too.
Jesus, it's coming in over the runway hot, fast. I think it's going to crash.
Yes, they're fighting for a good cause. Fascists are fighting for a very bad cause. Right. This should not be difficult.
Hey, Gravel Institute, if an authoritarian right-wing monarchist party took over in the U.S., whether by force or through election, and you were being pushed up against the wall, guess what? You're the bad guy in the history books they're writing.
That's right. That they'll write after you're done.
But it's also funny, they're fighting for a good cause. Fascists are fighting for a very bad cause.
Right. Everyone's a hero in their own story.
Of course. But, right, exactly. This is like the nationalism that I was talking about before. That has to do with fascism. They're like, oh, extreme nationalism. Well, we're on the left. We don't like nationalism, so we can't be fascist. But it's like, no, this is nationalism right here. They are fighting for a good cause. Our people are fighting for a good cause. Those guys over there are fighting for a very bad cause. So therefore, they are not us.
Fun fact.
Nationalism.
Fun fact. People like to blame nationalism for as the cause of World War I. Actually, it was the globalism of interlocking treaties between nations. No, that was the match. That was the spark.
The global agreements. It was literally globalist influence.
Yeah.
It was literally globalist influence that wanted these fragile empires to come to an end and a paradigm to change.
Yep.
It was engineered to topple the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And that was the center of Europe at the time. It was like, or it had been for hundreds of years, and it was on its way out.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Ottoman Empire was the sick man of Europe, but the second most sick man of Europe was the Austrians. They would have fallen on their own given time.
Well, yeah, but someone just gave them a little push.
Yeah. But that also led to a lot of other problems.
Oh, naturally, as do all of the plans of these globalist satanic cultists.
Mhm.
They all have consequences that they not only may or may not foresee, but don't care about. Like, they don't affect them. They'll continue.
Well,
It's their money financing these wars.
so moving on to the next one.
Yeah, let's stay on topic, boys.
Antifa magazine from August 2017.
Antifa Cuck of the Year, Shia LaBeouf. That was true. 2017,
God.
he was definitely Cuck of the Year.
Boys
Watch
will
Your
be
Wife Have
girls,
Sex with
right?
Your
Was
Man.
that from the He Will Nut Inside Us movement?
Yeah, he will not cite us. Oh my God.
With the best game of
Gross.
Cash the Flag ever?
Oh, it was fantastic. Right, gender fluids. We got how to watch your wife have sex with another man. 3 easy steps to making a tolerance candle. Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Picking
How to
just the right
avoid-
size butt plug. Nice.
How to avoid estrogen overdose? Know your limits.
How to live with mommy well into your 30s. Oh my God, this
Uh.
dude. I remember this picture on the bottom left there. He's in, like,
Pajama
some kind of-
boy.
Yeah, he's on like jammies of some sort. Then
He became a urinalist.
did he? Of course he did. How, he wasn't already in that picture? Are you sure?
I believe he was.
I'll freely admit, into my early to mid 20s, my folks are still helping me out.
Well,
Sure.
But I think by
shit,
that point, I was already. I think by that point, yeah. Based on the timing, yeah. Once I got a little later, in my mid 20s, I was living on my own.
Sure.
Yeah, and I remember right in the beginning of 2020, I think in April or May, I was at my folks' place, but that was in the middle of the pandemic, and we're like, okay, let's all huddle together so we know we're all safe. You know. But hey,
Well,
that's more of a family coming together during some fucked up shit going on in the world. So.
Sure. Yeah, no problem with that.
Continue making fun of these assholes.
So, and then also, they're saying they're going to stop nationalism. Slight issue there.
Right.
Slight issue.
Right.
It's
so
growing.
But you notice in the places, and very important places such as the UK and Ireland, it's no nationalism.
lacking information here.
Yeah.
Is that lacking? Just lacking information?
That's
or is
more.
it-
That's more
that's
lacking
just, like, no
information.
growth?
That's more lacking information because remember, look at a lot of the Balkans. You know that
Well, yeah.
a lot of those nations are very nationalistic. Ukraine
I
to an
think
extent.
Very
These are EU. These are among EU members,
Yeah.
member states.
Well, things that
Well,
should
yeah,
be.
so the
yeah.
Republic of Ireland is
Yeah.
still an EU member. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Pretty sure
I-
Portugal is as well.
Yeah.
And
you're
the
right.
last I heard, Ireland, there was a burgeoning nationalistic party that was growing in Ireland.
There is a small one.
Yeah.
It is growing, but it's slowed in recent years. I've watched them for a long time. I followed Shulna Aaron.
Yeah.
The soul of Ireland, basically.
So this is back in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's only
Yeah.
around the ahead of
Yeah.
the 2020 totally legitimate Hong Kong
Yeah.
elections here.
Yeah.
So these are in order of fastest growing rate, I believe.
Yeah. Got higher scores in European Parliament. Okay, in many countries, nationalists got higher scores in European Parliament election and opinion polls. So
That was in
yeah.
the year 2019.
Yeah.
So here you see these various parties are receiving larger shares of the vote. In Hungary, Fidesz is based Orban, and Jobbik is closer to actual National Socialists. Jobbik is genuinely closer to actual Nazis, and they keep calling the moderate conservative Viktor Orban. They characterize him as a fascist.
Yeah, and the more you do that, the more you push all of these groups into the
Right.
fascist camp because it's the only camp that will, say, "Hey, we will
Yeah.
fight alongside you."
Well, it's like I had to explain this concept to a neocon that I had debate with, which that was never put up on our channel, but I can send the link to somebody if they want it, to a debate with this one of these neocon guys, and I was trying to like explain the concept of blowback, basically, of like you're pushing these guys into more like non-extreme people into extremist hands because they're more similar to them, at least in culture, than you are.
Yeah.
So when the United States invades a Middle Eastern country, an otherwise moderate Muslim would be, a more extreme Muslim
way
would
more
look more
inclined. Yeah,
right
way more
because.
inclined.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
Because they're similar culture. They're promising, hey, we're going to get these guys the fuck out of here. And you're like, all right, well, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the things you're saying, but I don't like those guys even more. So let me come hang out with you. And that's what happens with, with the left when they push and push and push.
Yeah.
And then someone who's either a centrist or a moderate right might be looking at, the far right who are saying, hey, we don't hate you because you're a skin color. In fact, we love you. Like, come over here. Like, which one's way more appealing to the I hate you because of your skin color, or like, no, we actually like you, come over here. Like,
Get this, John. Have your mind blown. That's exactly why the left ends up being correct. They end up seeing fascists everywhere.
right? Well, they create them, yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, they're right. Capitalists, liberals, everyone, and is fascist. Like everyone, because like they're not communists, because they are victims of communism and therefore gravitate to the fascists who are strong against communists. So that is what I believe.
But as I said, the nationalist parties are growing in Europe. They tend also to be, obviously, like Viktor Orban's party is more conservative. But we're talking European conservative, which is like moderately pro-socialist in certain aspects.
He's just run-of-the-mill social conservative.
Yeah.
And government.
We do gotta kind of move it along.
Yeah, moving along.
Run out of time here.
So yeah, but yeah, here we go. They bitch at the right for oh, look at the terrible things Trump said that got his followers to invade the Capitol.
Yeah.
Is this fascism, you guys? Is this when political leaders call for the harassment of their opponents in the streets by thugs and firebomb throwing communists? I don't know. Is it the same?
But they're creating their worst nightmare. I think deep down they want that nightmare to occur because that we've seen history.
It's good for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise they don't have a reason to exist. Yeah. Otherwise they don't have a purpose.
Not only that, but when there's all kinds of civil unrest going on, it justifies more harsh measures. So people are more likely to be like, yeah, go ahead and take away my freedoms a little bit because I'm sick of this shit happening.
Yeah, but
but
the problem is
but then they end up stepping on you as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, also not only step on those guys, but these people, do they not realize that they're the ones likely to be stepped on because they're the ones that are causing the social upheaval and unrest? And it's almost always an outsider party that comes in and sweeps them away.
Yeah.
Well, shall we continue?
Shall we move on? We're gonna have a field day here
but,
soon.
Just a little bit of a fun meme for all of you to enjoy as a bit of a palate cleanser before we get into the talk show part.
Yeah, I love this. You're trying to tell me that this person was not self-aware. Fauci may be leaving, but he's left a little piece of himself in the hearts of millions.
I'll have to do some research on that one.
I think this is supposed to be funny because it's hilarious. Like, this is fucking funny. Like, this is meta as fuck.
No, this is a parody for sure. I'm looking at it right now.
Right?
By
This
a bunch of people that I follow, which is a good sign.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just check that.
Why don't they?
Yeah.
It's a joke. Yeah,
it's definitely a joke.
Fantastic fucking joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It had the look of a Karen account.
Well, that's the point of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, apparently, no. Apparently, this woman, she's kind of a quote unquote right wing Karen. She's an anti-masker. She believes that you shouldn't mask kids because it leads to psychological trauma and developmental
Yeah,
issues.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because apparently we found out recently, kids learn how to speak by lip reading.
Yeah, no, we knew that.
Yeah, so moving on to the next one, which is now we're getting into the story, getting into the fun stuff. Should we bring our first guest on?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay, Golden,
Mr.
you're on the air.
Leaf.
Hello.
Hey, it worked this time.
Yeah,
We were able to drag you in.
Yes, because of this new Discord update on mobile.
yeah. It reset everything, but it fixed a lot of problems.
Anyways, how y'all doing today?
We
Well, how about
are
yourself?
phenomenal.
Yeah, Leaf, we've already talked about ourselves on the air. What about you?
Yeah, dude, it's your turn to talk.
Well, I got some good news.
Don't
Midget,
reveal,
you're-
don't reveal any real life stuff, man.
I know.
Don't
I'm
dox
not gonna say
yourself.
names. I know. So, Midget, remember the high school friend who was a cop that I told you about?
Sure.
Ooh,
I finally got her number.
ooh,
Nice.
Congrats, Golden.
Nice.
hell yeah.
I
Now,
was
Alright.
waited
You know
3
what?
days before messaging her?
fuck off. No, I actually messaged her like as I got home because she had like 2 days off. It was a Sunday when I saw her because I was getting off work and I saw her, and me and her were just chatting for like an hour on the side of the street.
Dude,
Just talking about.
that's good. That's
yeah,
a
that's
good
really
thing.
good.
We
Yeah.
hope it works out for you, man.
Fuck
Yeah,
Right
That's
on,
awesome.
dude. So be cool,
just-
man. Just be cool.
Yep.
yeah.
You said
No, I
she's a
just.
cop, though?
Don't show her your power level until you know what her power level is.
You might want to be careful if she's a cop. 40% of them have domestic violence issues, so she might beat you. So you might want to make
That's
sure you just. Him going to work with a black eye, being like, "I fell."
That's right. I fell and hit a doorknob.
The door hit me. I hit myself with the door. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially if you end
Switch
up
with you. That's
if
awesome.
you
though,
end
man.
if you end up being a cop, Leaf, what end of that 40% are you gonna be on?
Oh, dude, it'll go up to 80% at that point,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh,
No.
man.
No, they have a wholesome and healthy relationship. The only injuries you see is because they're sparring partners at the
There
local
you go.
dojo.
Gym,
Yeah.
you work that
Yeah.
shit out in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. You kick each other's ass
Yep.
on
Yeah.
purpose.
I mean, I don't see her in a romantic way, just more of as a good friend. I mean, she was part of my
lame.
little
lame,
club in high
dude.
school that
Lame.
played.
Lame.
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 Maybe we don't.
You gotta get that.
If
You
you
gotta
are
get that pussy,
interested,
dude.
if you are interested in her romantically, that's the way it's got to be, and you got to tell her that.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in being friends, then you're not gonna get with her romantically. Just so you're
Yeah.
aware. Advice
I know,
time.
it's just a little interesting situation, just because like.
It's
Yeah.
complicated. It's complicated, he said. It's complicated.
Yeah. So
Oh man, it's become a relationship advice show.
Yeah, right.
But
I'm
I
fine with
was
that.
I was talking to her, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Anything
you were
interesting
for an
happening
hour and
in-
a half. God damn, dude.
yeah, we're just
I
about
mean, that's
school,
that's a good sign.
what's going on, and
She's interested. You know, she wouldn't have
Apparently-
spent that much time.
apparently she told me how Friday someone went to the police station and said I have a dead body in my car.
what?
Oh,
That's nice.
What the fuck?
So,
We're just trying to find in case
little
you guys are
backstory.
interested.
Oh.
Little backstory. Last year, there was a house fire at a vacant lot. The firefighters really didn't do anything. They just basically made
Let
sure it
it
didn't
burn.
spread. Yeah. But
Nice.
there was this dude who was known to store his drugs, guns, and other stuff in there.
Oh.
So when he saw the firefighters weren't doing anything, in the crowd, he fired 2 shots, hitting one of the firefighters in the leg.
Oh.
glad it was just in the leg, dude. Around here, they catch him.
The
Yo,
firefighters
dude.
survived.
Yo,
Actually, no,
they
he
weren't
fired into the
fighting.
fire truck.
They weren't extinguishing the fire in the vacant house.
Yeah, because
That's so weird. Why wouldn't they just put the fire out, and investigate the cause?
It's better just to let it burn because it's a vacant lot that's been abandoned for I don't know how many years, and they're just making sure it doesn't reach other areas.
Well, also the fact that it's a vacant lot means that it probably wasn't reported until flames were very visible.
All right,
so it was probably already a lost cause because you know that firefighters will only go into a lost cause if they've got confirmed people in there. If there aren't confirmed people and it's a lost cause, just make sure it doesn't spread.
I don't know. I see them putting out fires in vacant homes all the time, dude.
Depends on how bad the fire's gotten.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, he fired 2 shots into the fire truck, hit one of the fireman in the leg. He survived. They couldn't charge him because they didn't have the evidence because there was a massive crowd. So no one really knew who did it, but everyone knew it was him. They didn't have the evidence.
What a piece of shit.
But there was comedic justice.
Yeah?
Last Friday, he decided to carjack somebody. Except this person had a gun. And fired 2 shots, wounding him. But then the driver got out of his car and fired another shot at the dude. He then walked up to him and fired another shot, hit him in the eye, killing him.
Ooh, that goes from self-defense to murder. I'm sorry.
What's his legal situation, I wonder?
Oh, it gets even better. He then, with the help of an unknown person, puts the dude's body in the back of his car. Not in the trunk, just in the back of the car. But before that, he moved his dry cleaning to the front because he doesn't want to get that dirty.
Right.
Nice.
And this dude helps him, and he goes off.
Did he put a hat and sunglasses on like Weekend at Bernie's?
So 40 minutes passes by, and he shows up to the police station to report that there is a dead body in his car.
Genius of the year here.
So apparently, from what I was asking her, what they thought was he was going to try to ditch the gun in the lake, but the lake was being drained at the time. So
that's pretty unfortunate.
They don't know where the gun is. He didn't have it on him. But he just rolled up to the police station, said, "I have a dead body in my car." He got arrested for murder. So
of course.
I guess if he stood over the guy, maybe getting out of the car and shooting him again, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, "Yo,
that's entering gray territory."
Right.
Of self-defense.
Hey, I've never shot anyone before. I was excited. Bang, bang, bang. You know.
It's also going to ruin the case.
No, you got to be very careful with that because remember, self-defense statutes are based on the reasonableness that you can convince a jury of.
Well, and here I am incriminating myself in the future. Right now.
Yeah. It's not like the lawyer's going to bring up this Discord call and say, "On this particular day, you said this."
Right. We can, in fact, reference a particular situation where you seem to be planning this. This is premeditated, sir. You killed that young future lawyer out of malice.
Well, didn't that young future lawyer have a felony which precludes him from ever being able to be a lawyer?
With malice aforethought. You know what? He might not be admitted to the bar, sir, but that's just oppression. It weaving its hand.
But that's equal for all. Anyone who has a felony can't be a lawyer. Doesn't matter what race.
Well, that disproportionately affects a particular race, Seawall, so we can't have that anymore.
Well, why don't you advise that race to not commit as much crime?
Because that's white supremacy, Seawall. That's why.
But yeah, and I also talked to her about what it would take to get into the police department because I told her I either have 2 routes I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm either going to go. Well, yeah, my mom's side of the family. Yeah, my grandfather and his 4 brothers were all cops.
Yeah, all cops.
But
so, are you going to do it?
Well, I got 2 routes I'm looking at: either go into law enforcement or physical therapy.
Oh, those are 2 different professions.
Those are very different professions.
Yeah. There is almost no crossover.
Yep.
We ain't looking at a Venn diagram. We're looking at 2 circles.
They're not even touching. They're way... So take the political charts with the line, and you have the fascists, or you have the Nazis and the communists. That's basically how far they are. They aren't even near tucked in.
Didn't you watch the other part of the show? They were actually pretty close.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you reference
you mean John and let's go with John and an Antifa member. That gulf of a difference.
I don't know. I would say
they could yell at each other.
I would say like me and a neocon.
Yeah.
Or like some actual statist.
But yeah, it was nice like chatting for an hour, but she's like, oh yeah, I have 2 days off. I'm just gonna go home and just draw my liver. Because she had to go through multiple calls today. She told me she didn't have a break.
Oh boy, that sucks.
Well, yeah, maybe give her till next week.
Yeah.
I mean, I just texted her saying, hello, this is me. I just said my name to her. So I said, because she said, don't text hey, because I will never answer it. So,
Very nice,
text
dude.
hey.
Well,
yeah.
Right on, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I try to get somewhat in contact with some of my old classmates. I got a buddy who I think he's still in film school in Pittsburgh.
Ugh.
Wow, that's like the gayest sentence I think has ever been said.
Yeah.
Film school in Pittsburgh. That's like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, true. Now that I'm hearing about it, but I mean, if I ever go to Pittsburgh, it's only one thing, and that's for the Sabaton concert.
Sabaton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, guys,
Yes,
we
they
got.
are.
I just noticed some latest news. Beta O'Rourke has been diagnosed with a bacterial infection. Sorry, let me correct that. Has been diagnosed as a bacterial infection.
Wait.
We've been assured though that it is not monkeypox. We've been assured. I saw this earlier.
Yeah.
We're just, and then we're gonna realize that his, significant lover has it, and weirdly their family dog apparently has it.
And
No. His wife's boyfriend has it, and he got it from him.
Wait, even his husband's boyfriend.
It's still.
I thought
Isn't he-
Beta was straight.
No, who am I thinking of then? Who am I thinking of? That's like gay as fuck, isn't it, Beto?
No. You're thinking of what's his name? Department of Transportation Secretary.
You're right.
Butt Judge.
I am thinking of him.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Booty Judge. You were right. Yeah, Booty Judge. Yeah.
How unfortunate is to have a last name like that?
Oh yeah. No wonder he became a
How
politician.
unfortunate to be that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just funny, but just also seeing what is it now? Confirmed 9 cases of monkeypox in children.
Yeah.
It's a
We're
low
lucky
number.
it's that low. We're lucky it's that low, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it should never reach 1.
Of course. Yeah.
And then also apparently dogs having it. It's just like at
And
this
their
point,
butt, they have it around their butt. Like that was that one. I think it was in France or whatever. That there was the dog had monkeypox on his butt.
Yeah.
At this point, if I ever read any more monkeypox statistics, I'm just gonna spit out whatever I'm drinking all over the room, just because. Just the child one was like, okay, this is fucked up. But then we heard about the animals. It's like, okay, I'm starting to go with Seawall as maybe they should stay in the closet.
Yeah. The LGBT movement. I'm thinking they need some time to calm down, rethink. So maybe they should go back into the closet for 60 years or so. We'll revisit the whole rights things then.
I mean, you still have there's actually, I forget their names, but it's like gays against the LGBT or something, because they don't agree with the agenda. It's like, hey, we just want to be
gays
gay.
against groomers.
Yeah, gays against groomers. That's what it is, and they're like, it's like we don't agree with the LGBT thing. I mean, we support them, but it's like we don't actually support them. They just want to hook up with their boyfriend, go to their bedroom, and that's it. They don't shout it out or throw it out or...
There's somebody that you would say, hey, can I borrow your lawnmower? And you're not going to feel like you need a shower after using it.
Well, yeah, so that they act like normal people.
Yeah.
which is fine. Like I have no
Yeah.
problem with that. That's
For
like a normal
example,
fucking person.
For example, you know, they try to level against Christian conservatives like me, like, oh, you must hate all gay people. I'm completely fine with what's his name? Fuck, I'm forgetting his
Well,
name.
People
Rubin.
being gay anyway.
Dave Rubin. I'm fine with Dave Rubin. He's cool. If he was my neighbor, I'm sure I'd try to become friends with him.
I don't really care if you like taking out the butt or receiving. Just be a good neighbor and don't tell me
Right.
what you're doing. If you start telling me,
I'm not gonna talk about my
What
sex
you-
life with
Yeah.
you, so like don't talk about yours with me. That's all I ask. Like it's fine.
and if you start trying to say that I need to hear to be inclusive, I'm just gonna tell you to fuck off.
I'm not
And
required to be
then
inclusive of
when
anything
you
or
tell
anybody.
them, and then when you tell them to fuck off, they're gonna call you a fascist and punch you. And then guess what? You're gonna be like, well, I guess I'm a fascist.
Great, yeah,
Kind of
okay.
because I usually carry all the time, so if a punch comes through, they're gonna be filled with some hollow points.
There you are. That's a good lad.
I mean,
There's a good lad. But
That's right. Plug your local communist assailant.
That's right.
but
Hmm.
but yeah, everything else has been okay. Nothing really interesting. Just going back and forth to work and doing sites. But
Well, Golden / Highleaf. Would you like to hang out with us for a little while and watch some threads of certain individuals complaining about the EBT shutdown that happened recently?
I need context for this because I haven't been paying attention too much. What is these
You'll,
EBT things?
you'll get some context.
Oh,
So
Lord.
on August
Oh,
28th,
Lord.
which would be on Sunday, apparently in several states throughout the country, this great US of A, the EBT, I don't know what to call it.
Electronic benefits transfer.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so it's like food stamps if you're not familiar, but it's on like
No,
a
no, no,
debit
no.
card. Basically.
No. It is basically a government-provided debit card. It can cover almost anything.
Well, no, there's a lot of restrictions
Depends
on
on
it.
it depends
There's
on
a lot of
your
restrictions on it.
benefit.
Oh yeah, sorry. It was.
I-
I'm getting that mixed up with another program.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like WIC is what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Wick.
Ironically,
Yeah.
I did security work for some of the assistance centers where they would do food stamps or lie heap or whatever. Oh boy,
Oh,
meet
yeah.
you see some interesting characters.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
anyway, so this whole system
Well,
was
this system-
down, and these poor folks, upon they're so dependent upon this. You see, you guys, it's called the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Why? Because it fully finances the malnutrition, and rather than assisting, it rather enables this malnutrition, which is again fully subsidized. To perpetuate. So that's why they should call it SNAP. It's fully subsidized malnutrition.
Because it pays for junk food, right? Because junk food is much cheaper.
Okay,
And you can't buy hot food with EBT. That's the big thing. You cannot buy hot food.
okay,
You
hold
can't
on for a
buy-
second. The top left, I spent $23 in cash.
We're
on
going to get to it. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. All right, I
Yeah.
promise you, we're going to get to it. Let's yeah. Anyway,
Let's ease into it, man.
let's ease into it a little bit. Yeah. Because we're talking about what EBT really is right now, and it is what Mijjt was saying. It is subsidies of like trash food, of malnutrition, right? Because like I said, you can buy mainly junk food or like microwavable, or easy
Well-
Easily
Well,
prepared.
I know that
And
I know
things like
that
that.
EBT can also be used to buy things like flour, salt,
Oh,
meat
yeah,
from the
it
meat
could be
department,
used
deli
for, like,
meats,
actual food.
yeah, bread,
But what it's used for
rice.
Those are much more expensive, and you don't get so much.
Yep.
Right.
And that's not in demand. When you got a food desert because that shit doesn't sell.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants fresh fruit and vegetables. They want pork, they want chicken, and they want ground beef. That's what they want. pork, chicken, and ground beef, and lots and lots of junk food and soda.
Yes,
Okay,
because they're very cheap.
right? Very
And
cheap.
you only get so much every month. So you have to make it stretch, like you do. You have to make it stretch. And like I said, yeah, you only get a certain amount of months, so it's much more economic to get cheaper, shittier food,
Oh yeah,
rather than getting more
and that's
expensive, healthier food that you're gonna want to run out in a week and be hungry for 3 weeks.
yep. And you know what else? Like that's it's also more likely you're going to get cheap, shitty food because that's what you and your community members have demanded. So that's what the stores around you sell.
Well, that's
Okay.
also fair, but I think that those are kind of informing each other, like a chicken and the egg kind of
You are,
situation.
of course.
It's a
The
feedback
fried
loop.
chicken, the fried chicken and the deviled egg. Yes, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh.
There's only like I never had deviled eggs, but I know that's probably more healthy than fried chicken. I think.
Not by much.
Yeah, I don't think by much.
I don't know. Just remember. Apparently, cereal is more healthy than ground beef. Just remember that from that certain food scale.
Yeah. That's funny.
Depends on what kind of cereal. I mean,
So yeah,
like Raisin Bran is
supplemental. It's supplemental because it entirely finances. Don't you love language, guys? Don't
Oh,
you
yeah.
love words?
Oh, yeah.
We use words to mean things, but when the government uses words, it means the opposite.
Well, it means whatever it needs to mean at the time, and if it needs to change in the future, they can change it retroactively, and
That's
it's fine.
right. That's absolutely right. Absolutely correct. It's entirely pragmatic, just like a lot of philosophies we've been discussing this evening.
Just like one in particular that we were discussing this evening, when
That's
for
it.
no reason at all, one day.
For no reason.
For absolutely no reason at all. A certain mustachioed Austrian
Failed
got
artist.
and failed artist became the leader of Germany.
That never would have happened if we would have graduated.
How lucky for that lad. Yeah, if he had gotten into art school, everything would have been cool.
He might have even refined his mediocre skills.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like you can be instantly good at something. It takes years of dedication.
Oh yeah.
All right, so shall we enjoy ourselves at the expense of people who depend on institutions to exist?
I think we should. I'm also gonna pee and grab another drink, and then I'll be right back. So you lads continue on.
I definitely want to do some voices for some of these people because
No,
oh god,
no.
I spent $23 in cash in poppies today because EBT down. I'm pissed.
First of all, $23? What did you buy?
You buy
Chicken.
it with cash.
Chicken. I got some chicken.
Oh, this quiche. Ayo quiche. That's her. That's at Ayo quiche. EBT down. Just had to pay for these Boston baked beans with cash. We in hell.
Okay, if you really have a difficulty for the fact that you had to spend not even $2 on a can of Bush's baked or Boston baked beans,
Why
then
is she in the store just to get a can of Boston baked?
usually you get something else. You just don't say, "Oh no, we're out of." That's where I go for like a dollar store or Dollar General. It's like, oh, I just need
Or
like
I'll
a couple
combine it with,
stuff.
I might as well pick up an extra pack of laundry detergent because I'm getting a bit low, or I'm only at halfway. But if you need something specific right now, might as well grab a couple other things just so you can help justify the trip. Am I right?
Yeah, you usually
Pack
want to
of
grab
toilet
a couple-
paper, some paper towels, soap, things like that. Just you throw a few extra things that that are shelf stable.
It's like you're not low on it, but it's like, but I probably need it just in case.
At some point.
Hey, okay, so real quick, we got KDZ in line now.
Yep.
Do we want to give Golden Leaf another like 9 minutes? Let him go to the half point of the hour, and then give KDZ the other half.
Yeah, we could do that, or we could just kick him out right now and have a woman on.
All right, diversity and all that.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't trying to be like get the fuck out right now. I was like, let's give it a few
I
minutes.
I'm
Like,
just being an
yeah.
asshole to be an asshole.
You hear that? You hear that,
Alright.
Golden Leaf? they're sick of you already. They're sick of you. Nah, man.
But,
Congrats on your pull up policy, and then
oh my
we'll
We'll go from there.
and we'll go
God.
from there.
I don't want to ever hear you say that ever again.
Oh, he's gonna keep saying it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna workshop it. There's a
Look,
joke there to
oh,
be made.
Look, you're the one who's thirsty for a cop, so.
Right.
At least I'm not like Jay with AOC, alright?
That's fair. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alright. Well,
All
nice,
right, man.
nice chat with y'all, and I will see you guys next week.
All
See
right,
ya.
dude. Yeah, definitely. We'll see you next week. All right, let's pull into Zed so she can talk shit about black people with us. What's up, Katie Zed?
Oh no, she's doing the thing where she leaves her thing on and walks away.
Yeah, you gotta silence the stream. Zed, so she can not yourself. Black people with us. What's up, Katie Zed?
Oh no.
We can't hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Oh no, she's doing the thing where she's
Oh no, we're having technical
Why
difficulties.
can't I
folks.
hear you through my headphones? There's no bueno.
Women
Hold on. Let me switch it out.
trying to use technology.
Oh no. This is working badly, lads.
This isn't a blender, Katie Zed.
Ha!
It's not a panini press, okay?
You can make a mean
Sorry.
margarita, I tell you.
I bet you can. Actually, I would bet if anybody can, Katie Zed can make a really good margarita. In fact, I've heard much the same from other women's.
Is she gonna join us? No,
She's gonna
the
figure out
other,
her
the other
issues.
day she left her shit on again. Like she does this. I'm gonna tell her when she gets back on because
Yeah.
she left her voice chat on and she was in her own general for, like hours. I try
Oh,
to get
no.
you try and get in there and you tell her, hey Katie, you shout into the mic, maybe she's in the other room or whatever. No, got the headphones plugged in. She doesn't know the mic is on. I can hear like there's
That's some-
stuff in the background, and I'm like, you're in your own chat. Like we're online right now.
That's some
You're
boomer
not-
shit. That's hilarious. I love it.
So I'm
I
afraid
love
that's
you, Katie Zed, but that is some boomer shit.
Did we
It's
mute
alright.
her? We can maybe
So let's move on though while we're waiting on her to figure that out.
absolutely.
Well,
let's
here's the
do-
first thread of yarn we're gonna start pulling at.
White people or white people feed ducks in the park, but let a nigga starve. Hashtag EBT.
I like some of these responses are great though. Let's zoom in a little bit and enhance.
There's no zooming and enhancing on this, man.
On Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
Oh,
What
there
are
we
you
go.
talking about? It's just-
I swear
yeah.
it didn't work in the past.
Okay.
White people,
Do you want
damn
some
white
still-
people, said Jaquarius and Del Monte. Damn white people, always paying for my shit all the time, not paying for my shit today. Goddamn
Right.
white people.
If you want some stale breadcrumbs, man?
You want some stale breadcrumbs? Yeah, that's the best.
That's it. No, it's not the best one. There's another good one down here.
Yeah,
If you want to scroll
scroll,
down there, see hang on. Why don't you get
That's
a job?
fucking- yeah, oh yeah. Hello, Jaquarius. Why not just get a job instead of relying on the government?
Oh well, hang on, because I like down here.
Oh, he responded.
What do you say? On
Uh,
God, this why we gotta stick together. Nothing but bait in the comments. Thanks, you mama.
Nothing but hate in the
Thank you,
comments.
mama.
Hey,
Yeah,
Thank you,
nothing but
Mama.
hate. Okay.
Because just Teresa is showing out. STFU, and I mean really, mind your own business, damn. God bless you. Don't let these racist internet trolls put fear and tell you how to live your life. You can just go ahead on living for free off of their asses for the rest of your short life if you want, Jaquarius. Go on ahead. And he's like, oh God, we got to stick together because we not white, right? Because we not them. We socialists together. We all in this. We black.
Well, they're a nation, right? They're a nation
They're a
within a
nation
nation.
within a nation, across
I
nations.
like this one though. As a white person, I apologize. Please let me know where to send the watermelon.
Yeah. Let's see. Doug still winner. Wait, life and rob us or kill us. Yeah, thank you. Won't rob me later.
Ducks will rob me later. That was the one I saw before.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah.
That is spicy.
Oh yeah, we like our memes spicy here on the porch.
That's right.
I think we enter in Cajun spicy tonight.
Yeah.
This is like fucking Singapore, like Thailand spicy.
Oof.
Like
chicken tikka from India.
oh my god.
You're gonna be making scimitar music on the fucking toilet tonight, spicy.
You're gonna be making like jet engine sounds with your mouth in order to cool it down, kind of spicy. Like,
all right, let's enjoy the next one because I believe it features our man Jaquarius as well, doesn't it?
This one,
Lashika, this is my girl right here. Lashika, she be showing out. Oh, dude, I love Lashika. I actually, unironically. All right, when EBT come back on, they need to give us double. This is just insulting. We need to be compensated for this. EBT down. Hashtag pay us.
Hashtag pay us. You should definitely ask for your money back.
For your money back.
4 times at least, without a doubt. Look at all these deleted ass tweets too.
The job pays for your time, which allows you to support yourself. Fuck a job. I tried that shit. But these people so racist, they fired me. Don't speak on something you don't know about, boy. I love Lashika. Oh my god, I love Lashika.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure this is a parody. It's gotta be. Because like
what's
that was
racist about getting a job
too
and
on
she
the
keeps
nose.
deleting her fucking own posts?
Yeah.
It's just too on the nose, dude.
Too on the
Let's
nose.
see here. There's more. Oh, it's great.
There he is.
Aquarius, yeah.
Sliding into the replies.
Chaos is the wrong attitude. And why do you feel entitled to get double the amount? You don't get compensated for this. If you think you should, then
reevaluate your entitlement issues. Check your privilege, nigga, says Jaquarius Delmont. I'm quoting, of course.
Ain't real, dumbass cracker. I love this shit. Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's so good. I ain't listening to dumbass.
I ain't listening to you, dumbass racist bitch. My man Jaquarius showing up.
Yeah, dude,
sliding into the replies, man.
Him and Lakeisha, or whatever her name was, Lashika.
Yeah, no,
get
it. Yeah, get it though. Lashika would be like, "To F, can you speak English properly, please?"
Oh,
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's gotta be a parody. Because come on.
Motherfuck, we needs double the reparations for this bullshit. That's
for this bullshit.
Oh, this account was made on the 28th. I think.
All my tweets are my own.
You can speak anytime you want. As long as we can hear you. We can't hear you if you're talking. So, sorry.
Yeah.
She said, hello, I want to be racist with you now. I'm done being a boomer. So she boomered up the spelling of boomer. Yeah. And then we can't hear her now. So.
How about now?
Sure.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Maybe I wasn't done being a boomer.
No, you were not quite finished. You had one more boomer up your sleeve.
Hold on. Hello, this is Seawall with the Turn Some Pages IT support. How can I assist you today?
All right. Well, here's the thing. It's not my fault. There's something going on with my computer where every time I log off, it shuts everything down. There's like some sort of new feature that, like with the updates, where it shuts off all of my like audio and visual, like all of the cameras and stuff.
Are they USB based?
Yeah.
It's a power saving feature. I know how to kill that.
Well,
right.
Let's not do it. Not right now.
Send
but
me the script later. Yeah.
I got a new computer, by the way, so
nice.
we'll have to set that up.
Very nice.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah. So is it a like badass rig?
I don't know. My husband went literally while I was on air on Sunday. I got off air. He's like, "I bought you a computer. It'll be here on Tuesday." I'm like,
That's
"Okay."
the right
Air-
answer.
you got
I
off
don't know.
air
My
on-
husband got it for me. That's the right answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got off air. You got off air on Sunday, and then you stayed on the air for like the rest of the night.
On where? On YouTube?
On Discord.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know.
I noticed that. I tried to tell you.
Were you able
You
to
were
listen
there.
in on my house?
I mean,
Yeah.
that happens, and it actually happens quite a bit. So be aware. Like,
Good thing for me that my office is a separate room. That when
It
I
is a
leave, I
separate room,
I
yeah.
close the door and like
yeah,
there's
but
not anything
here
else
I
going
am,
on
like,
in here.
shouting into the. Hey, Katie, you left your shit. is
Bro,
on, you're not
text
there,
me. Just text me next time.
Alright,
What are you
yeah.
Don't you
doing?
have your number now?
Whatever. I just fell back to sleep. It was.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, it was late.
Midget found out the secret that that Xena's running a hacker collective using your computer without your knowledge.
she's like a underground drug dealer. She's selling catnip to the neighborhood cats.
Now that's a
Hell
side
yeah.
hustle. She's actually running a massive hacking syndicate.
Yeah, right.
That's actually illegal use of a two-way communication device.
Yeah, she took over. She got so disgusted with Beta O'Rourke, she took over his old hacking collective.
You guys are gonna get Rico'd.
So Katie Zed, now that we're done ribbing on you for being a boomer,
Yeah.
what do you think about these?
Did you
these
say?
EBT
Did you
folks?
say ribbing on me or ripping
Yeah.
on me? Ribbing on
Well,
me. I've never
ribbing,
heard it.
like
Ne-
friendly ribbing, like you nudge someone's ribs with your, right? Ribbing, it's a thing. It's ripping
Nah,
and ribbing.
I
They're
thought it
both.
was
ripping.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's
ribbing.
both.
I think it's ripping, and I think you're a
It could be both.
retard.
Okay,
No,
no,
I
I am a
like
retard, but that's not why. Right? Because it is both. You can say both. All right, they both work. I promise. I promise you they do.
Correlation is not causation.
So,
Right.
so somebody had to buy pork rinds with like actual money. Is that what happened?
Actual
Yeah, we're pissed
cash.
about it, too.
Can you believe that shit? The gall of these people to ask
I
cash
know.
of
It's
the royalty of America.
how long was it
America's
down?
royalty.
How long was it down for?
Like probably the whole afternoon because it's
Yeah,
Oh.
like several
these
hours.
tweets are from like 11 a.m. to like 7 p.m. Like and
I-
it's, like,
Guarantee that whoever was tweeting that has enough fat on them that they could go, they could skip a meal or two and be just fine.
What about the kids, though?
yeah.
Oh
what
well, they
about
don't.
daycare?
They don't feed their kids. I saw it was the other day I saw it the first time, but then it just came up on my timeline again about some kid that starved to death, like literally starved to death because their parents were a vegan and they
Oh my
they
God.
died of
Okay.
malnutrition.
He was recently
Yeah.
found guilty or whatever. Yeah.
How fucked up is that?
That's pretty
Well,
fucked up.
I mean,
I'm
then
with you on
there's the malnutritionized kids living in the house in squalor while their
Yeah.
mom keeps a lock on the fridge and talks about, well, there was
Mhm.
barely enough fruit for my fat ass, so
Yeah.
that's why they never ate.
There's
Right.
kids dying of malnutrition because all they get is ho-hos and frickin' Doritos. And
Ugh.
why did I pronounce
And hot
Doritos
chip.
like that? I don't know.
Because that's
Um,
how it's pronounced.
Doritos.
That's right, Doritos.
And then some other
Boy,
poor kid
put them
only gets-
Doritos down, son. We
Does
get
that-
these moon pies.
like the white kids only get freaking iceberg lettuce and freaking chickpeas. Like they die
Yeah,
from
isn't it
malnutrition.
awful? Yeah.
Horrible. The state of the world that we live in.
The absolute state.
Look, put me in charge. First thing I'll do is get rid of the 19th Amendment, and then I'll fix everything else.
I don't know.
Very good. I'm
It's
well.
one step at a time.
I was gonna say I'd vote for you, but I wouldn't vote for you. But not
That's
because of
right.
that.
No. Who,
Because
who
you're
said anything
also a
about
retard.
who said anything about voting? I'm saying put me in charge. There's no voting involved in this.
No
There's
reading.
no votes.
Yeah, I made the best dinner tonight. Next time you guys are all at my house, I'm gonna make it again. It was so good.
What was it?
I
Oh
made
yeah.
I made
I
little mini quesadillas, like
Ooh.
little mini ones, and then I made them into tacos,
Oh.
and it was delicious.
That is awesome.
It was like the
That
best thing.
sounds
I
delicious.
felt like I was at a restaurant. I don't know. I like made it up. and I surprised myself. Let's just put it that way.
Badass.
No. I could get a job at Taco Bell.
No, I don't think you could be around that much fake meat.
Yeah, I had real meat.
Yeah. Don't do that. Keep it in the home where it's meaningful. Don't go working for Sheckelberg.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Katie said, have you seen what our friend Lakeisha?
Yep.
Lashika?
It's a fake account, by the way. It was made the day this
happened. It was made this month.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly when, but it's got to be a fake account.
I mean, my account was made this month too, so.
Right.
You know.
No, it was made on the 28th.
Right. I mean, mine was made in what, June?
Yeah.
Or July? June, I think.
Yeah. The first tweet was on the 28th, and it was about this specific issue.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, she was pissed. She was pissed that her
She made
take to Twitter and hashtag that shit.
She created an account just for this. Because she wasn't eating, so she had time.
I just made my baby daddy take his chain to the pawn shop. Oh, come on.
Hashtag EBT is down. Fuck that bum ass bitch. Oh God, they better fix this junk soon. When EBT comes back, they need to give us double. Right? Yeah. And they gonna pay us what they owe, nigga, was one of these tweets.
Yeah.
For real, shit didn't work for me or the homies either. Shit bugging, but I always keep backup bands on me 100.
This is totally a white dude tweeting this, by the way.
Yeah. I think the same thing with Aquarius Delmont.
Yeah, that account is brand new as well.
This is a Zoomer.
Yeah, these are brand. Yeah, both of them are brand.
I was having too much fun with these guys. I knew it.
Yeah, but
too much fun.
We got we got some images of actual real stuff. Never mind. They're fun. Yeah. So, but let's move on to the last one, which I'm fairly certain. Let me check.
Yeah.
This one had a lot more. This one had like 1,200.
This one's been around since 2009.
Yeah.
Pictures of kid. Yeah, pictures of kid. Oh God, some of these images.
Is she a Scorpio? Is it a Scorpio?
What the fuck is? Look at that pull up that profile pic.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh Lord. Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, this is attractive. Huh?
Damn.
I wonder how much she paid for that Indian hair.
Oh man.
Look the profile pic, bruh.
Oh, she got a deal at the beauty store.
Click on it.
Now I noticed this.
Kamara, this is the profile.
Now click on it. Click on the profile picture. Blow it up. There you go. Now you can see her. Yeah.
Oh Lord. She's a dude.
Holy
You know
shit.
what? I'm telling you guys.
That's a man.
That's a man with facial features, doesn't it? Don't these poor, unfortunate women have male facial features?
It could be the filter that's being used to get rid of the fatness around the...
She looks like Dennis Rodman.
Doesn't she look like Dennis Rodman?
Yeah.
That's
Dennis Rodman.
Every morning looking like Dennis Rodman.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh my God.
What's wrong with her eye?
And long braids.
I'm telling you, it's a filter. It's a filter to make her not look as thick.
Yeah, but it makes her one eye look like one of her eyes is high and the other one is not. Like one of them's on cocaine and one of them's on freaking heroin.
She only did half a line. I don't know.
She's speedballing.
Yeah,
she did cocaine in one nostril and heroin in the other.
Right.
I can't even use this damn PEBT card today. Dumbass EBT down like school not tomorrow, and my kid need lunch. I roll.
As if the school is not giving your kid lunch. Come on now.
Yeah,
come on. Your kid gets free lunch. Shut up. You're trying to get you some Cheetos. Some flaming hot Cheetos.
In the comments, people are talking about oh, what's your Venmo and shit.
Scroll up. All right. I used mine this morning. Shake my head. I should have got up early. Shake my head. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
You never looked like you're gonna.
You should have got up early and went to church. Is what you should have done.
That's fucking.
Right, which speaking of, right underneath that is Catholic Charities. It's a link to a
Emergency
Catholic
food
charity to get to get food. You need food, you got a place to go. But no, you can't get fucking, flaming hot Cheetos and shit over there.
They give what, canned foods, shelf stable goods.
Honestly, though, if somebody's really hungry, there's places like a guy approached me in the Aldi parking lot because I'm cheap. I shop at Aldi most of the time, Aldi or Lidl. Sure. But I went to the one by my work, which is a little more. It's a little closer to Atlanta. Let's just put it that way.
Gotcha.
And he was so nice, and he just asked. He's like, I'm hungry, and I had a bag of apples. I gave him some apples and a couple of dollars, and he prayed for me right there on the spot, and it filled my heart with joy. So if somebody's hungry, I will give them an apple right out of my grocery bag.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really great. And that's what I've always done. Is I'll buy you a sandwich or something, as opposed to here's some money.
Well, I don't have money.
It's I'll buy you a sandwich. If I had the money,
I keep a bit of emergency cash on me. That's it.
I had $2.50 in change, so I gave him that, and I gave him. I think I gave him something else out of him. I don't remember, but I remember opening the bag of apples. I gave him a couple of apples and something else, and a couple bucks. So
yeah.
Well. Good for you.
And honestly, if I had cash, I don't care if they're going to spend it on drugs or alcohol. I really don't give a shit.
I'm going to spend it on, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I'm going to spend it on anyway.
After you might have that I'll call it privilege to be able to do that on occasion. It's not burdensome, but it gets to a point where it's just I can't do it for everyone around here. There's too much.
Of course.
There's a lot of people out there, and you can't trust these motherfuckers. And
if you remember, Mijjt, where I used to live before, where you used to work before as well. There was that guy, Mike, just because that's a common common first name, I'll just call, Yeah. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He used to be there all the time, be around that area. And, I used to give him food and stuff, especially when I was working at the gas station right there. I would just give him, instead of throwing away the food at night, I really just come by at this time when I'm supposed to throw it out, and I'll just hand it to you. I'm not allowed to sell it. I have to throw it out. I'll just give it to you.
It's all about how people approach you too. You just get a feeling for somebody. You know what I mean? This guy at the Aldi, I just got a feeling this guy really needed help, and he was humble and not. You know what I mean? You just get a feeling for people. I can't explain it. And there's some people that'll approach me and I'll be like, nope, get the fuck out. Don't even talk to me.
Well, there's also people who understand that, and then they'll fake that kind of charm or whatever it is, for the moment.
No,
that does happen from time to time.
I'm sure it does. It does, but you just gotta, I don't know. You just get a feeling for it.
Well, for me, it's everybody gets one. Unless you're a complete dick right off the bat, everybody gets one, If you come to me every day I'm sorry,
I ain't got it.
The most common I see out here in San Antonio is the people that are walking in between the lanes of traffic with a sign.
No, screw those people.
I don't ever open that window. I don't.
I don't get that in my area, where I live, but. Anywhere closer to Atlanta, you get that, or in the Walmart parking lot where they got their kids with them, as a prop. Screw those people. You're using your children as a prop right now. Get out of my face.
That I've seen actually at one point nearby where I am at a very big intersection. One time I saw this. It was not indicative of kind of a pattern, but one time there was a guy there with his family sitting on this raised wall.
Yeah.
And it's his wife and 3 daughters and son or whatever.
Yeah, there's no reason for the whole family to be out there.
And he's got a sign that says like, "Oh, Ukrainian refugees, help us or whatever." And I was like,
no.
"You're
I will
full of
buy you a
shit."
plane ticket back to Ukraine. How about that? Hey, you want to go to Mexico? I'll drive you to the border.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
last
not
I
only that,
checked,
these people
every
were
able-bodied man
not
was
loving.
basically effectively forced into service of the Ukrainian government. Last I checked.
Even the trans men.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
Except for a particular few
I think it
who
was
were
the
allowed
trans
to
women.
escape, on privately chartered aircraft destined to a particular Middle Eastern nation. Really weird
Midget,
how that
stop
works.
noticing, Midget. Stop noticing.
I noticed a thing.
He did notice.
Dang pattern recognition.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get Midget a shock collar that we can just push the button on.
Well, speaking of pattern recognition, this here is Kamari mom. So whose mom is it? It's Kamari mom. It's Kamari
Her
mom.
son's name is Kamari, so she's Kamari mom.
That's right. And you know what else? I wonder if you guys can search at Kamari Dad and see if, there's one of those on Twitter.
I highly doubt that exists.
I wonder if that has anything to do with this person's lovely personality and physical appearance.
Dennis Rodman, look at ass.
Yeah, right. I wonder if that's got anything to do with this linebacker looking ass. Fucking, fucking power forward looking ass. Fucking rope hate, goddamn man hating. Fucking single mom.
Yeah, and she has a son, so I feel bad for that son.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
He's her world. You don't understand.
Right. My son Aiden is my king. Yeah.
That's right. He
She wears
Kamari.
scrubs and like, yeah.
I'm his mom. I'm Kamari mom. He
Right.
my world, my child. You will not get between me and my child. No, sir. Right? I don't need no man.
It always reminds me of that one tweet that was like, I wish we could pick our baby daddy, and shit like that.
I wish we could
You
pick
fucking can!
I'll be back in 30 seconds. I gotta open the back door for Xena.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
She's got to do the dishes, She's busy.
These people do.
Xena got to get in there before the police catch her with the catnip.
Right.
A lot of people have kids by people they hate. They don't know and end up hating them. Like,
right, that's fair. I get that.
As they get to know them, they realize they hate this person, and why did I ever have a child by you? And it's just a big freaking mess.
Quest Fanning said he's literally bitch made.
I guess his wife's got money.
Oh,
See, I wish you would at least mute her microphone. Can we mute her for a moment? How do we know when she's back?
I'm not sure if you're able to.
We can server mute, but that's basically everything.
Bilius says he's trying to call in.
Yep.
Well, he showed up for a second, then jumped into general, and then left.
Yeah.
So I mean, he can come back though if he wants to.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, get rid of this chick on here. What is this?
Yeah. What is this? Yeah. We got a fucking hen in the cock house. What is this? Get the hell out.
This is supposed to be a sausage fest. Thank you.
I know. What is
You
this?
told me I was one of the boys. What the hell?
I know it's Taco Tuesday, but let's calm down, okay? Like,
Well, all right. Let's not embarrass ourselves. I'm enjoying your company. Is this our last little thread of this? Is this
last little thread.
Oh,
yeah,
there's no
last
more
little
material here. Wasn't there
No.
someone who said? Wasn't there someone who said like these are people who have never worked a day in their life for food, and God forbid any of these systems collapse or fail.
Yeah.
Like they'll be the first to resort to violence.
More
I
likely.
mean, they definitely would. That's true.
They'll resort to violence even if they have food. They're just a little slower after
That's
they
true.
eat.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So well,
Well, to be fair, that's why the South never rose up again. Too many fucking biscuits and gravy.
Too much fried
and, like,
chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken.
Yeah.
You're just like, you know what? Oh, we'll get to it after breakfast. Let me just unbutton my pants. Just, I'm gonna sit here for a minute.
Just siesta.
Yeah, so,
After breakfast siesta.
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll do it after breakfast. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, I should have woke up early. It's 3 p.m. I gotta go about my business for today. Like, Oh no, I should have woke up early. It's 7 p.m. I gotta go about.
So, well, thank you for being on the show, Katie. I'll jump you back
Thanks
into the
for
general.
having me.
Oh,
Anytime.
of course, anytime.
Can I plug my stuff before I go?
Oh, 100%.
Go ahead.
Please do.
Everybody, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got a unique URL finally. So it's YouTube / I guess just Katie Zed. Shit, I should have memorized the URL. It's just Katie Zed is my URL. I think there's like a /C/Katie Zed or something like that. Anyway, I did an awesome video about North Korea on Sunday. Go back and watch that. And my next video that I have coming up in a couple of weeks here is about a guy, no murders this time, but he broke into a bunch of McDonald's and robbed them and then built a house. He escaped from prison and hid inside of a Toys R Us for like a year behind a bike rack. And he ate all the baby food and stuff in there to survive. Like, yeah, he busted out of prison and lived in a Toys R Us. It's a great story. It's a really good story. Yeah. And he didn't kill anybody. So it's like, I think it's my first video where nobody dies.
Your own version of Mad Lads. That's
Yeah.
your own version of Mad Lads. That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's
All right.
really
Well,
cool.
thank you guys so much for having me on, and I enjoy it every time. So let me know if you're going to do another call-in show. I'll definitely call
I
in.
think it's gonna be our new format, actually. So
Yeah, the latter half of our Tuesday shows are now call-in show.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah,
I do call in on my streams too. So if you guys are ever around on a Sunday and check out my stream and want to talk about the case, the second, after I discuss the whole case, I always take calls at the end so people can give their opinions.
badass. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, do that. All right. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
have a good night, Katie.
Definitely.
All
Yeah,
right,
we'll
bye.
see you next week.
And she's back into general. And
Villius is gone. He does not wait around long, does he?
No.
He's got a very short attention span, it seems.
Yeah, okay. So we'll give him a minute.
We'll give him a minute.
Yeah.
And we'll vamp for time a little bit. Let's see. We got, Quest Fetty saying they had the itis, so tired. Yeah, I was talking about the South never rising up again. But yeah, that's what happened, dude. They wanted to, but like after breakfast, like, oh, there's too much shit to do. All right, well, we'll do it next week.
Give him a second because, like, yeah, he's kind of spazzing. The thing is, he's on his phone, so he's always on his phone, and like, so if he's on his phone and he's waiting for a minute, he's gonna like switch to something else, I guess. After
Oh my god.
yeah,
That
it's
is
kind of
spazzy.
I'm hoping to get him going.
I mean, what was it? How long was our boy Golden Leaf on the?
Shit, there's Quest. I mean, I'm just saying.
Look, he got off the pot. I think that's how we'll treat this one.
I'll let him. Come on, man. It's a pain in the ass. Been trying to get this guy on for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Vil,
and we're talking about socialism and that.
Well,
really
and he's offline now.
Well, do we want to let Quest in?
Look, I think Quest snuck in the back door, so we got to let him in.
I mean, he's the only one waiting.
Yep. So
I mean, rules is rules.
Yep. Howdy, Quest. You're catching us right at the end.
Quest.
Fashionably late, of course.
Wait, what?
He's fashionably late.
Oh, he is the tortoise. Yes, he got in right at the end.
How's it going, guys?
There we go. I couldn't hear you. All right, very nice. Dude, it's good. Awesome.
Good. Yeah, we're doing good,
Yeah.
man.
Cool. Yeah.
How's the weather in Central Park? Any stabbings recently?
No, I'm by Prospect Park. That's the better one. Only a few stabbings today. No, not a lot. Not a lot.
Any bodies
Pretty few
found?
comparatively, yeah.
It was hot as balls earlier, though. I had this great idea. I was going to wear an undershirt under my short sleeve button-up shirt, and I was like, that will absorb the sweat.
Right.
So I just weighed twice as much.
No, just sweat twice as much.
So-
It'll give you like 2 minutes, maybe.
So, Quest, let me ask you this. What is your definition of hot as balls?
Well, it's when my balls start sinking to the side. So that's
right.
Well,
That
okay,
is the
fair enough. But
proper-
like, at what Fahrenheit degree does that happen? Do you think
86 or so. Yeah.
that's cute?
86.
76.
Yeah, 76 degrees, man. That's cute.
86. I said 86. Jeez.
86.
Come on.
Motherfucker, I'm in the high 90s and near 100% humidity.
Yeah,
That's
we're
one-
over
that's
100%
one thing I
humidity
didn't
over here in
understand
Florida.
We're like
San Antonio.
1,000% humidity.
That's one
We're
thing
like,
San
Legit.
Antonio. How's it humid in San Antonio? It's so far inland.
The Gulf of Mexico just is an infinite supply of humidity.
Yeah.
It's like hundreds of miles away.
Exactly. It is that powerful.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, we've got the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean
Yeah.
on either side of us, plus the Caribbean Sea to the south of us.
Yeah.
Like, Florida's fucked, dude. It's
It is
well over 100% humidity.
It is a place where humans were never meant to live. Why do you live
But we
there?
do so anyway. Just to throw the middle finger at Mother
Yes,
Nature.
the middle of a desert happens to also be humid. That's exactly where people were meant to live.
Right.
I saw something interesting recently where they were talking about the stuff about where they talk about how much like in the Amazon rainforest there's like all this like what's it called, like carbon sequestration by the trees and all that stuff, and it's supposed to help. It's like the lungs of the world and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It turns out that there are also a lot of insects and animals there. Basically, use up the differential entirely.
And then some. And
is
then
that
some.
right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And then some.
But then there's something else where it's like there's something separate. I'm trying to remember exactly what the deal was, but there's like another layer that's like where there's all this humidity that flows over it, like at a higher level, like in the clouds. There's multiple times the volume of water of the actual Amazon River. That's what actually brings kind of a stream of water north and stuff like that. Not
Shit.
the actual river. Yeah. Anyways, gotta find a little tangent there.
Yeah. But that's kind of interesting. But you're absolutely right in that like a lot of what was well understood and totally consensus among the scientific community is now, of course, adjusted.
Yeah, I mean, there's a book that's really, really good that I'm actually having the girls listen to on an audio book, while I'm driving the car, and therefore I'm the driver, so therefore I have a captive audience.
Yeah.
Totally democratic, right? Anyway,
Totally democratic.
totally
It is.
democratic, Quest a little dictator. But I've been playing them the audiobook of Factfulness by Hans Rosling. And this guy has definitely some leftist views and stuff like that, but mostly he really is about like questioning some of the assumptions that we have. Like a lot of people have a very like 1960s, 1950s, whatever worldview. It's like everybody else in the world is poor, and we owe them all this, and that kind of thing, right? And it's kind of funny to see like to see like the different the way that even people that are supposed to be pretty knowledgeable, people who make policy and stuff like that, are way behind what the world actually looks like.
Yeah, we can see
how much
that.
progress we've made largely through small entrepreneurs and through grants that were actually useful because they helped with entrepreneurship, that kind of thing, right? And other things like that we've been headed mostly in a good direction for the poorer part of the world, right? But anyways, one of the things in there that made me think of that just now was that there's a part in there where he is a believer in the theory that the climate change is the cause and should be reversed, right? He is a believer in that. But there was a part in there where he, one of the things that he's famous for is these moving bubble charts, right? And I believe his son and his daughter-in-law who work with him they were or worked with him. Excuse me. He died a couple of years ago, but they came up with these moving bubble charts that show things like over time changing, that kind of thing, right? And he uses it to present things as they are, right? And he had a conversation with Al Gore where he's like, "Can you show the worst case scenario instead?" He's like, "No, we should probably show the most likely case scenario." And he kind of warned Al Gore, if you keep presenting the worst case scenario, you're going to be wrong, and people are going to stop believing you.
Imagine that. Imagine being alarmist and then realizing that, well, here's the thing. You know that Al Gore doesn't give a fuck, nor do anyone who think like him. They're not
They want to control you.
Yeah, well, yeah. What was it? Al Gore had effectively bullied into putting solar on his property.
Mm-hmm.
He refused for years.
It's really just about coercion and control. It's about using your better nature against you. These people are evil and don't believe in anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's appealing to your. It's appealing to your like ideals, right? Saying like, oh, your ideas of charity, especially your ideas of making the world better, in order to do the exact opposite.
Well, it's the same as like how they're more apt to aggressively attack you with calling you a racist if they think that you actually care about that.
Yeah,
if they think that you have a shred of dignity and of compassion, or and you actually care about that.
Exactly.
Well, that's truly
think
that nature.
Someone of another race
aspect
is not a human. Then why would you care?
Well, it's also a conversation stopper in that, like, as soon as you say, "Oh, you're a racist," well, now the conversation is about whether or not I'm a racist, and it's not about whatever we were talking about previously, right? So that completely just changes the subject, and now we're talking about something completely different. So whenever someone's like, "You're a racist," okay, what about this thing that I said? And then that's gonna end it as well, but it's gonna end it on your terms. Because they're not going to have anything for that. They're going to stumble. They're going to flounder. Like, it's just, I've seen it happen so many times. Like, okay.
Flounder or founder?
What about this?
I thought it was founder.
Flounder.
Anyways, yeah.
Definitely flounder, yeah.
It's both.
Okay.
Both are acceptable.
I don't think this is okay, you centrist. Mijjt, God.
No, literally, foundering is a term. You can founder and flail, and, it's...
Flounder. No, flounder is like the fish.
Right, and flounder is like to flop
Oh, okay, hold on.
They're both
founder.
acceptable.
Fill with water and sink.
Yep. You can founder in like a ditch, and that's
okay.
So there are two distinct motions, though.
Well, they're different, but they're synonyms, I would say. At least in the metaphor.
Struggle or stagger helplessly or clumsily in water or mud. So they are related to each other.
Yeah.
If I were to have corrected you, I would have done a Dan Quayle there, but I wasn't correcting. I was asking.
Right.
You know what? So why weren't we just like, okay, Midge, it's cool. Both they both are acceptable. Yes, we're okay with that.
Yeah.
It would have been that easy, guys.
It would have been, but I've never heard founder before, within that context, at least.
Oh, have you never heard of cannons foundering on the battlefield?
Never heard that.
Does that have to do with weight in the mud and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude.
I've heard of cannons sinking in the mud.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, so
cannons would founder, and you'd have to leave them.
Waterloo, that was the problem, right?
Right.
With the muddy ground.
That is a huge problem.
The cannons. You can't give them to the enemy. You'd have to spike them and leave them where they are.
Now that I know, you got to spike the guns so they can't be used against you.
Saturday was the anniversary of the Battle of Brooklyn, the 246th anniversary. It was the first incursion by the British after the Declaration of Independence. So obviously they were bringing a lot more guys.
Yeah,
at that point, I believe they had 500 ships or so. Yeah, but I bring it up because
invasion.
I have a map. I should have shared the picture online of that one, but I have a map.
I think I saw it on Twitter.
Well, no, I shared a few things on Twitter, but this particular one I just shared. There's a map that shows that basically shows where the battle lines were and stuff like that. And where my house is, there is a cannon, a Hessian cannon.
That's cool. A Hessian cannon at that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
And then so I took what I shared on the other day was I went with Franny and we took a few pictures in the park. There's a monument to the Maryland 400 who basically allowed for the orderly retreat and they were
rear guard action.
Yeah, well, and they took heavy casualties, heavy.
Yeah, that's their job.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But but that was the thing is that the American Army was able to take all their artillery, etc., out of the way and stuff like that, and go across into Manhattan, go up, and then what's called, to the northern part of Manhattan, and then I believe up into what's roughly the Bronx. Some of them went to the Bronx, and some of them went across the river into New Jersey. But anyways,
where they stayed for the season. Jersey.
Yeah, so we had this. They went down to this place in Park Slope. So it's about 2 miles from here. It's called the Old Stone House, and that's where they made their stand. But the monument is in is actually in Prospect Park, about half a mile from me right now, and because they couldn't make the monument be at the Old Stone House when they were going to make the monument, because that was actually at that point was the clubhouse for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Huh.
They had fucking. Well, that's when the Brooklyn Dodgers were from Brooklyn and were like a neighborhood fucking institution, and
yeah, I mean the actual field's a lot closer to me.
Yeah,
Travis Fieldhouse is about half a mile from me, and
that's cool.
Although the irony, there's a sign there that says no ball playing on the sidewalk. It says no ball playing. Thanks for that. But and then actually the house next to ours, the original owner was Charles Hercules Evetts. He bought it while he was still in good terms with his wife. Yes, directly next to me. Yeah, and then he and his wife kind of were on the out. So he moved to a place about another mile south of here, and the wife kept the house.
Oh, naturally, as they do.
But there is a kind of cool story about the what's called Battle Pass, I think it's called. There's a spot where so in the park there's still a lot of bramble, but it's basically half of it's a drained swamp, and the other half was used to be just like tree filled. Yeah. And a good chunk of the part that was tree filled is now actually they made a man-made lake, and then the part that was largely swamp is it's mostly meadow now.
Yeah, they dried it out and put all the water in one fucking place.
When it rains though, sometimes it gets a little puddly,
Well, anyway, so.
Yeah, but there's this spot called Battle Pass where it was basically like the in between the trees is a lot of bramble. It's very difficult it would have been very difficult to walk through. These days it's still a little bit difficult, but back then it was way overgrown.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like a kind of thing where if you were trying to bring troops through, it would take forever, So there was a very limited spot that you could pass between the hills on this one road. And there was this thing called the Dongan Oak that was already a very large tree in 1685.
Yeah, 300 years ago. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying 1685, that was like better part of a century before that.
Years ago.
So... But it was already a pretty big tree then, and they called it the Dongan Oak after that was the current governor at the time, royal governor at the time had I don't know, designated or whatever. But anyways, it was like a landmark, And so during the battle, during the early part of the retreat, as the Americans made their way through there, they cut down the oak to fill up the pass. To make a barricade, yeah. Anyways, so I thought that was a fun little story.
Yeah, that is cool. So I actually went to a military school for my last 2 years of high school that was in Camden, South
Because you were
Carolina.
smoking too much weed.
Uh, that's not why, but that was a thing.
Okay.
So
It's
uh,
fucking fun.
also that didn't stop anything. Like, yeah.
Oh, you still had a connection there. Gotcha.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. That's where the first time I ever did dip was in Camden. Because
All the kids sent to military school, meeting up in military school.
wait, what?
All the kids who were sent to military school, meeting up at military school.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. So uh, yeah. So it was in Camden, South Carolina, which was the site of a battle in the Revolutionary War as well. The Battle of Camden, which did not go well for the burgeoning colonists, the burgeoning United States. It did not go well for them there at all. In fact, it was like quite the slaughter. It was not good. And there was an armory there. That's why they got singled out, and they got absolutely destroyed.
Who got singled out?
Do what?
I missed a second there. You said something about singled out. Someone got singled out.
Well,
Camden. Yeah, Camden,
Camden
South
got
Carolina.
singled out
got
for
singled out.
being an armory.
Being an
and,
armory.
You strike, you destroy, you utterly destroy your opponent. You don't allow them to.
Right.
survive
Well,
or
then
escape.
it was on their way to go and burn down Charleston, which they eventually did. The British, they did eventually burn down Charleston, which sucks. But yeah, so this is where I'm from, which I was born in Charleston, and then I ended up
out
going
the
to-
ashes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Charleston's still a great place. It's been quite gentrified in recent years, but it's still a great town to go to. I would recommend it. It's still like my favorite place to be. But yeah. So yeah, there was that.
I remember something. I briefly do remember that from there was actually one of the videos I did share the other day was there's like this 18-minute video, and obviously that makes it very perfunctory as like it showed a moving battle map of the entire Revolutionary War, which obviously meant that it was a little perfunctory. Like literally, the Battle of Brooklyn was like about 10 seconds. You know.
Oh yeah, it's speeding up. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I remember the Battle of Camden. Yeah, I remember that part.
Battle of Camden. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a slaughter. It wasn't like one of those you can look to and be like, oh look, this is America being the best. Like no,
that's America learning that pitched battles against the British are inadvisable or bad for your health.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you can't meet them shoulder to shoulder because you're not gonna win. Like,
but if you go guerrilla warfare, you basically cut off their head and they're just useless because they were regimented.
Well, that was one thing that George Washington learned while he was.
Well, he did that very well
during the French and Indian War. During the French and Indian War, when he had to assume command because his commander was cut down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on top of that, during the course of the war, he was
killed too.
And I'm sorry, but I think the politically correct term is the 7 Years' War. Just saying.
But didn't it take longer than 7 years?
It doesn't matter. I mean, the 100-Year War was like 80-something years.
No, the 100 Years' War was like 112 years, man.
It was. There's different accounts as to how long it actually was. Yeah.
I should call it French and Indian. I should call it Frog and Savage, right?
Yeah, the Frog and Feather Wars. The Frog and Feather Wars.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, regardless, as someone who appreciates small unit and harassment tactics, George Washington was very good at that during the Revolutionary War. He employed it very well, crossing the Delaware many times. But like I said, back and forth. Like he took the battles that he could win in the places that he could strike and get away.
And then run away. Yeah.
Right. They learned.
Jim would have been very proud of him, indeed. Yeah. For the most part.
He was really good at that during the course of the war.
The way that he learned that, though, was he saw how poorly equipped the British were for that. He saw it firsthand as, as a British soldier, as an officer, that, what was it? There was some contemporaneous description that basically said, it seemed like they were shooting from behind every tree. That handful of Native Americans were shooting from behind, were
indigenous people.
Indigenous people
First Nations.
Just being dignified, they were just being dignified while killing people.
Just don't mention anything about the other people that may have been here first.
The Bipocs?
Before the contemporary.
You talking about them Kangs? You talking about the Kangs?
No, I'm talking about Stone Age Europeans.
Oh, you mean my Viking ancestors?
More French, actually. More French-Spanish that followed the ice sheets to North America. There were evidence of some small settlements. Not many, and there weren't large populations. No one's entirely sure what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so long ago and there's so little information. They found,
It probably went the way the Spanish did, just inbreed with the locals.
Yeah, that's one theory.
With the locals.
Yeah. That's one theory, that they were just effectively integrated and outbred.
Think about all the European nations. Somehow, only the Spanish managed to fuck their way into being a minority.
That's right. Well, they're white now, dude. They're white now. Hispanics?
No.
White.
I thought there's white and non-white Hispanic.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there are black Hispanics out there.
Black Hispanics. Well, that's different than non-white Hispanic.
Yeah, no, black Hispanics do exist, like Haitians.
Well, that's different.
For example, but they're French or Creole. They speak Creole, not French, but it's the same thing basically. Yeah. Well, dirty French.
Regardless, Haitians there's white Hispanic and non-white Hispanic,
which killed all the smart ones.
Yes, that's true. Both of what you just said, both of you. That's true.
Well, guys, I'd love to continue this conversation, but we're a little over, and I've got work in the morning.
We're a little over time. And we got no one else waiting in the wings. Villius missed his opportunity, unfortunately.
Yep.
He is not the Villius schoolmaster after all.
Apparently not. So we'll end right now. Guys, boys, even. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you check out our links below, including our Discord server, which will allow you to call in if you would like to do so on next week's show and the following weeks after. And we shall see you next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for Mijjt's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time playthrough. And, of course, Tuesday nights, regular episode of the Porch Bois.
Yep.
So we will see you then.
See y'all then.
Thanks, guys.